Okay guys, today I actually want to talk to you a little bit about tires and the right tire setup for a Hellcat specifically. I had a lot of questions about what kind of tire setup I have, among other things, so I just want to take a few minutes and kind of share my knowledge about what I use for my car and why it works. So stay tuned. Okay, so as many of you may know, I run a Bravo package Hellcat. It's over 1,000 horsepower. It's done with just pulleys, but you know, anybody that's into drag racing will tell you that the tire setup is crucial. And I just kind of want to show you. I actually run 4 different kind of tires on my car, not all at the same time, but because I do drive this car on the street, I just want to maybe share a little bit of knowledge about the different kind of tires that I do use. So you can see the one in the middle back here, that one. That is actually a standard, it's a standard Hellcat rim. It's a 275 tire. That's a Mickey Thompson, believe it or not. But that particular tire actually is a little bit stickier than a stock, say, Pirelli summer tire that would come on a normal Hellcat. But that's actually the tire that I use in the front of the car for normal street driving. Under no circumstances do I put a 275 underneath the back of my car at all, with the exception of the Street Outlaw event. That was just awful because it just simply won't hook the power, guys. It's borderline dangerous, really, with as much torque as this car makes. So the one in the middle there is that Mickey Thompson. It is a 275 width tire, and it is a 20-inch rim, stock rims, 9.5 inch. And you know what, it works great. Like I said, I use that for the front of the car when I'm not at the track. When I'm at the track, I do run the front runners, which I'll show you a little bit about here shortly. This is actually the tire that I use to drive on the street that go in the rear. This is a Nitto NT555R tire on a stock Hellcat rim. So it's a 20-inch tall. It's a, matter of fact, I'll show it to you just so you get a good look at it. But you can see extreme drag. It is a Nitto NT555R, 20-inch, 305 in width, and I just kind of want to show you a little bit about what this thing does as you wear it down. As you can see, the edge of the tire is not really all that worn, whereas the middle, because the way the tire sits on the ground, gets worn out very, very fast, guys.
You're bold.
So when you run a Nitto drag radial on the stock rim, yes, it does fit, but you will wear those out relatively quickly. I can't tell you how many sets of those I've gone through. They're a great tire for everyday driving, guys. My car does make too much power, in my opinion, to hook those up on the track. When I had a 285 pulley setup, I did in fact get to the point where I was running in the mid-10s, like 1050, on that particular tire. Okay guys, so this is my drag setup right here. This is what I use at the track. That is a 17-inch Dark Star rim, or wheel, whatever you want to call it. But it is a it's wrapped in a Mickey Thompson ET Street R radial, which works great. I actually can drive that on the street. You're not going to get the best gas mileage out of it, but I mean, it is a discernible difference when you're driving with that tire on your car on the street in terms of how the car actually grabs the road. But at the track, guys, I have run as low as a 140 60 foot in a full weight 4,600 pound sedan.
Bingo! How fun!
So I've been very, very pleased. I actually bought that wheel setup from my buddy Rob, and he was running a Hoosier slick on it, which worked okay. My car water bedded terribly at the top of the track with the bias ply slicks on there. So when I changed over to the radial, guys, I was very, very pleased. And the only thing you have to do to run this 17-inch wheel with that Mickey Thompson on it is to change your end links, and you can order those for about maybe $80, $90 from HHP. It's do-it-yourself, guys. It doesn't take very long, whereas if you go to the 15-inch conversion, you will have to change out your rear brake setup. And yes, maybe there is some additional unsprung weight that you could save, but I don't know if it's worth. I mean, it depends on who you ask, whether it's worth the additional weight savings. Some say the tires are a little cheaper as well. All I know is my car runs very, very well on this particular 17-inch tire setup. It doesn't require me to change a whole lot, guys. I just want to show you guys kind of the stance of the car. Now, mind you, it's up on a jack right now. But the stance of the car with the Nitto NT555Rs that I normally put on the car for street driving. Sorry, the car's a little dirty, guys. Been at the races. And what it looks like with the ET Street Rs on it. You can see the difference, guys. It's huge. And the way that that tire hooks up, like I said, I've been very, very pleased with it. I'll give you another little close look at this individual tire. Once again, it is a Mickey Thompson. I believe it's a 45 tall. Here it is right there. So it's a 305 45 17. So, and you can see it is a little dirty just because I've been out racing with it. But guys, this is the setup that I used to hook this car up. On a well-prepped track, these things hook fantastic. The car tracks very, very straight with these. And it just works for me, guys. I don't feel the need to go to a 15-inch conversion. I can keep the stock rotors and the stock calipers on the car. If you guys go back to the 15, as I mentioned, you'll need to change those out in order to fit. Okay, guys, I did just weigh my normal street setup versus the drag setup, and kind of a pain in the butt using the scale, but this one is approximately 8 pounds lighter than this one. So you're talking about 8 pounds of unsprung weight in the rear. And while that doesn't sound like much, guys, it actually does make a bit of a difference. So something to think about.
You really are a fat bastard. You know, that hurts my feelings. I've tried going on a diet, you know.
Here is my front runner setup. Now, I am running this Racemaster. This is a bias ply on the front. And you know what, guys? It works great. Mickey Thompson makes a radial for this as well, which my understanding is this works fantastic. Now, this is an 18-inch wheel, guys, and that obviously is a stock Hellcat caliper there. So in order for this to fit, this is a very, very tight fitting setup, guys. I'm just going to tell you right now, it is very tight. I do go with a 28-inch tall tire so that the car does not kind of dip down in the front. And this is a 4.5-inch wide tire, guys, I believe on a 5-inch rim. So I just want you to be aware of that. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a drawback to running this. As you can see, the lugs are way back in there. And this is a very challenging setup to put on your car, guys. It takes me, legitimately, it takes me about 45 minutes to put these on. Now, once they're on, the car drives great. They almost feel like a street tire when I'm driving it. The other thing is, because it's such a tight fit, I want to show you this just so you're aware. See where those weights are? They're right up on the front of the rim, right behind the spokes, really. And the reason I had to do that is because the fit is so tight in here. I don't know if you can really see, but I mean, it is almost, I mean, I'm saying maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe less, but it is a tight fit, guys. But it does work. And like I said, I think conventional wisdom says that you'll save probably 1/10 for really 2 reasons. One is the weight savings, and 2 is the difference in rolling resistance. I typically run these somewhere around 40 pounds. They say that's about the max you're supposed to run them at, maybe slightly less, but I think 40 pounds works great with these. And it really does, I think, help the performance of the car. On the rears, guys, I do run those typically at the track. I'll run those. I can run these on the street. I run them about 33 pounds on the street. I don't always run them on the street, as I mentioned, but at the track, I'll typically start somewhere between 18 and 20, depending upon what track I'm at, the prep, how much power I think the car is going to make that night due to the air. But anyway, guys, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, tire selection is incredibly important. That's about it. I just wanted to share a little bit of knowledge with you about what tire setup has worked for me. I don't plan on changing it up anytime soon. I don't plan on changing my calipers because I do drive this car on the street. I know I could get some weight savings, maybe a little bit, by changing to a smaller caliper, but the car stops fantastic, guys. It is a big, heavy car. And you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, it's a mid-9-second sedan, and I can drive it on the street and be comfortable in it and be confident in the way it's going to stop. So the way I have it set up is how I'm going to leave it, guys. So if you have questions, let me know. I appreciate it. Until next time, guys, RacerX.